Apple and the FBI are at the center of a fight between privacy and national security. The tech company is refusing to follow a judge's order to unlock a phone belonging to one of the San Bernardino killers. Syed Farouk and his wife Tashfeen Malik killed 14 people in the December attack. Investigators think Farouk's iPhone could hold more details about how the couple planned the rampage, and other people may have conspired with them. But Apple's CEO says what the FBI is asking for demanding, and in fact, is dangerous. Tim Cook argues that creating a back door to unlock iPhones would threaten democracy. Infamous whistleblower Edward Snowden has also come to Apple's defense. He tweeted today, the FBI is creating a world where citizens rely on Apple to defend their rights rather than the other way around. But law enforcement officials say the argument isn't about people's rights. It's about defending the country from terrorism. Earlier today, New York City Police Commissioner Bill Bratton suggested that improved privacy measures may actually hinder national security.
Going forward, we are increasingly blind for terrorism purposes and for general law enforcement purposes with the new devices and the continuing effort to make them even more secure against even court orders authorizing law enforcement to have access. So I'm very pleased that this magistrate in this particular case has created an instance in which we can once again bring it to light to the American public about how critically disadvantaged law enforcement is in dealing with terrorism or dealing with traditional crime because of the continuing effort on the part of the technology companies to arguably respect the right to privacy. But that right to privacy is not a total right in the sense that if it is being used for criminal purposes, that's where the courts come into play, and that's where this particular court has now come into play.
CBS Justice reporter Paula Reid, I mean, it sounds like if law enforcement officials had their way, we would all be wearing body cameras and they could turn them on and spy on it. Oh, wait a minute, our phones could actually function as body cameras where people with the right access could turn on our little camera phone cameras and at any moment be spying on us. What's at stake here?
This is huge, Contessa. This is the case that the FBI and law enforcement officials have been waiting for years now. The head of the FBI, the Attorney General, they've been arguing that encryption is preventing them from being able to do their job, to investigate crimes. But when we pressed them, we said, point to an example where but for encryption, you could have prevented a killing or a terrorist attack or gotten the bad guy. They were pretty short on specifics. But here, the deadliest terror attack on U.S. soil since 9/11, and you have the perfect test case for the FBI to bring before the courts. There is no precedent. What the FBI wants here is for the courts to agree with them to give them access in this case, which would, of course, give them access likely in cases going forward as well.
What do they really want off of this iPhone?
They want any sort of data that is on the phone. What happened is that they were able to access data that was stored on a cloud from this phone, but it looked like at some point he stopped backing up his phone knowing that he could potentially protect the encrypted information that was on the phone. So they don't know specifically what's on the phone, but they know at some point he stopped backing it up and that there is something on there that's not on the cloud.
And what is it, the little 4-digit or 6-digit passcode that they can't break? Or what is keeping the FBI from getting the information they want?
That's exactly what it is. There's a limit to the number of codes that they can potentially test. And what they want is for Apple to override that feature, to design software, develop software that will override that feature, give the FBI the chance to use its supercomputers to try an unlimited number of combinations.
Are they basically demanding that Apple do the tech work for the FBI? I mean, shouldn't the FBI be developing that kind of software if that's what it wants?
That is exactly what they're asking. They're saying, Apple, you are the only ones who know how to develop this software. Apple has offered them engineers, has offered them some tech support, but they haven't gotten what they wanted. And that's this new software, and there's a backdoor.
All right. Apple makes this so that people, bad guys, can't hack into your phone and steal your personal information, steal your identity and other things. If Apple were to create a system that allows you in, isn't the potential there for not just our government to spy on us, which a lot of us have a problem with, but the NSA just was recently warned to stop collecting data from everybody's phones. But China, when it comes to government dissidents and human rights activists, doesn't it open the door for Russian hackers then to get into our phone?
Sure, there's two issues here. First, foreign governments are certainly watching this, especially China, because if the FBI is granted this access, China's going to make the case, why not us? Why can't we get access for our investigations into that phone? And the other issue is how Apple does business. The reason they have encryption, the reason consumers want encryption is to protect themselves against criminals, specifically hackers. And that's the hallmark of their business is security. So to provide this backdoor would be to undermine really the essence of their business.
Okay, really the only choice facing Apple is comply or appeal. Where are we at in the process?
They're going to fight, and they're going to fight all the way, and the FBI is too. So it's likely that this will go as far as the courts will let it until there is a final decision.
Okay, and this could be a big precedent-making case.
It will be the only case, the only law on the matter, because most of the laws that they're relying on are decades, and even in this case, centuries old. There's nothing that speaks to it.
All right, Paula, thank you very much. Appreciate that.